Technology advanced, the x86 architecture emerged and became widely adopted. This architecture began with processors such as the Intel's 8086, and its name was derived from processor models ending in 86. So the x86 architecture gained popularity because it was used in IBM personal computers, which later became industry standards. Many operating system and software applications were designed to support x86 processors, making them widely compatible and reliable. So, the video explained that the rise of x86 architecture, which is one of the most important developments in the CPU history. The x86 architecture started with processors like the Intel 8086, and the name x86 came from the processor models that ended with 86, so that the architecture became popular because IBM used it in their personal computers, which helped make it a standard in our industry. So because of IBM PCs became widely used, software developers also focus on creating programs that would work on x86 processors. Operating systems like Microsoft Windows were designed to support x86, which further increased its popularity. The video also explains that x86 uses a complex instruction set computing, or CISC design. This means that a single instruction can perform multiple operations, making programming more flexible. So this part of the video help explains why most desktop and laptop computers today still use x86 processors. Even though newer architecture exists, compatibility and software support played a major role in keeping x86 dominant in personal computing. So, for example, most of desktop and laptop computers running Microsoft Windows use x86 based processor from Intel or AMD. So, next is the evolution of the CPU part 3, the batch processing and multi-programming. So, sabi dito, as a computer became more powerful, batch processing was introduced to improve efficiency. Batch processing allowed multiple programs to be loaded and executed sequential, sequential, sequentially without manually intervention. Later, multi-programming enabled multiple programs to remain in memory at the same time and share the CPU by switching between tasks. This development significantly improved system performance and resource utilization. So, the part 3 is more focuses on the relationship between CPU evolution and operating system. Early computers could only run only run one program at that time, so which made them inefficient. So as the CPUs improved, they became capable of multitasking, allowing the developers multiple programs to run seemingly at the same time. So the video explains the important concepts such as a memory management, protected mode, and virtual memory. These features allowed the operating system to manage memory safely and efficiently. Protected mode prevent one program from accessing or damaging another program's memory, while virtual memory naman allows the system to use storage as an additional memory when needed. So, for example, instead of running one job at a time, a computer could process payroll calculations, data reports, and system maintenance tasks in sequence without user interactions. And another example, when you are listening to music, browsing the internet, and editing a document at the same time, the CPU and the operating system work together to switch between tasks quickly, diba? So this part explain how modern operating systems like Windows and Linux rely on advanced CPU features to provide a smooth user experience. So the final part is the evolution of the CPU. Part 4, the multitasking, pipelines, and cache. So, sabi dito, modern CPUs introduce advanced techniques such as multitasking, pipelining, and cache memory to improve performance. Multitasking allows multiple applications to run at the same time. By rapidly switching between tasks, pipelining enables different stages of instructions processing to occur simultaneously. Increase efficiently cache memory store frequently use data to the CPU, reducing access time and improving speed. So the final part is explains how CPU became faster and more efficient through advanced techniques. The video discusses the introduction of 32-bit processors, which allowed CPUs to handle more data and access larger amounts of memory. This was a major improvement compared to earlier processors. The video also introduced pipelining, which works like an assembly line. While one instruction is being executed, another instruction can be decoded and another can be fetched. This overlapping processes increase efficiency and speed, and cache memory is also explained as a small but very fast memory inside the CPU that stores frequency frequently used data by using cache memory. And the CPU reduces the time it takes to access data from slower main memory. So for example, a user can browse the internet, listen to music, and can edit document at the same time because if CPU efficiently switches between tasks and uses cache memory to speed up processing. So this improvement shows that the CPU performance increase not only uh, not only by increasing clock speed, but also by smarter designs and techniques. So, in conclusion, the the CPU is a vital component of a computer that process instructions and control system operation. By understanding how the CPU works and how it evolved over time, we can better appreciate modern computing technology, from the basic mechanics of early CPUs to advanced features like multitasking, pipelining, and cache memory. Each stages of CPU evolution contributed to fast and more efficient computers. These developments made it possible for us for modern operating systems and applications to function smoothly. So thank you for watching, and I hope this explanation helped you understand how CPU works and how they evolve over time.